Hey, hola y buenos días. Soy yo, el señor Maurice. ¿Cómo están ustedes? Did you guys get a chance to check out that pan de muertos? Yummy stuff. Today, we'll be reviewing the material that we covered in our first class from this unit, Tu País. We're going to go over the alphabet and do another spelling activity and discussing directions. Pero primero vamos a cantar nuestra canción de saludos. Now, we've been singing this song for a whole unit and more, and I want to make sure that you guys know what we're talking about. When the song starts off, we say, Hola, buenos días. And that, of course, means hello, and buenos días, good morning. And then it says, ¿Cómo están ustedes? Okay. Now, you remember we said, ¿Cómo estás? How are you doing? Well, ¿Cómo están ustedes? That's asking all of you out there, how are all of you doing? Okay. And then the next line we say, ¿Cómo se sienten? Well, I got this shirt, and you might have seen something like this once. It's a shirt that says, ¿Cómo te sientes hoy? How do you feel today? And you see all of the different faces. They have different things that you can say, oh, I feel tired, or I feel frustrated, or ecstatic, or guilty. Okay, so if I ask you, ¿Cómo se sienten? I'm asking all of you, how are you feeling today? ¿Cómo se sienten? How are you feeling? And then we end the song when I tell you, Yo me siento bien. That means I feel pretty darn good. So that's what we're saying when we sing that song. It's just a chance for us to go over some of the greetings. And to make it a little bit easier to remember, we do it to music. Ahora, canten conmigo. Hola, buenos días. ¿Cómo están ustedes? ¿Cómo se sienten? Yo me siento bien. Hey, muy bien. I'm glad you guys got a chance to hear that. Well, I tell you what, let's begin by watching this video about the alphabet in Spanish. And I'd like you all to repeat with it and see if you can learn the Spanish alphabet to say all by yourselves. Okay? Now have a piece of scratch paper and something to write with handy, and we'll have a dictation activity after you watch the video. Ahora, presten atención y repitan todos.
A. América. B. Biblioteca. C. Ciudad. Che. Chico. P. 2. E. Escuela. F. Familia. G. Gobierno. H. Hospital. I. Iberia. J. Juego. K. Kilo. L. Libro. Y. Llama. M. México. N. 9. Ñ. Ñoclo. O. Oficina. P. Policía. Q. 15. R. Restaurante. R. Correos. S. 7. T. Tío. U. 1. B. 20. W. Washington. X. Xilófono. Y. Yo. Z. Zoológico.
Muy bien. Ahora sacan papel. You can just use a piece of scratch paper if you want. Y algo para escribir como lápiz o pluma. y vamos a hacer el dictado. You can even write these down in your Spanish notebooks if you want to. Listen carefully to these letters and write them down. See if you can understand the letters and write out this word. ¿Listos? Okay. E. Escuela. E. Okay. S. S. T. T. Like in tío. Okay. A. A de América. D. D. Like in dos. And finally, O. O de oficina. Okay, did you get all those? E, S, T, A, D, O. Okay. Did you write down this word? E, S, T, A, D, O. E, S, T, A, D, O. Estado. Did you write down that word, estado? Okay. Well, estado was one of the words that we discussed during our first lesson of this unit. It's kind of a cognate. Can anyone answer this question? ¿En qué estado vives? ¿En qué estado vives? Do you remember that? That's right. Very good. And remember, your answer may be different from mine here. For example, if someone asked me, ¿En qué estado vives? I would answer by saying, vivo en el estado de Arizona. Vivo en el estado de Arizona. But you'd answer with the name of your state. However, almost anyone that's listening here in the United States will answer the same to this question. ¿En qué país vives? ¿En qué país vives? And I kind of gave you a hint there, didn't I? Okay. In this case, all of us who live here in the United States will answer like this. Vivo en los Estados Unidos de América. Repitan todos. Vivo en los Estados Unidos de América. Okay. Now, we also asked this question. ¿En qué ciudad vives? Okay, so we talked about país, the whole country. We talked about estado, the state. And now I want to know, ¿en qué ciudad vives? We said again that your answer would probably be different from mine because this is where I live, right up here. So if somebody asked me, ¿en qué ciudad vives? I would say, vivo en la ciudad de Flagstaff. But you'd answer with whatever the name of your city is right down in that blank. Vivo en la ciudad de, and then say the name of your city. Okay. So, last time we were talking about different things that we saw on the map. You guys remember we looked at a couple of maps which we've just seen now? All right. Well, how do you say map in Spanish? Each of these is a map. Remember, it was a little bit unusual because of something. En español es el mapa. Repitan todos. El mapa. Very good. And we had talked about the map of this here. What did we say this is called? El país. Repitan todos. El país. And we looked at a map of this here. This isn't a país. Does anybody remember what this is? You should, because it was our spelling word for today. Es el estado. Repitan. And then we talked about these things here that you find within the state, dentro del estado. And remember, Flagstaff is one, Phoenix, Tucson. Es la ciudad. Repitan todos. La ciudad. La ciudad. Okay. Well, that's what we talked about last time. But I tell you what, let's go ahead and look at a map again and talk about something else that we find there. If we want to describe where something is or orient something to other places on the map, we need directions, north, south, east, and west, etc., or cardinal directions? Pues en español se dicen, these are called los puntos cardinales. And you guys may want to make notes of these in your notebooks now. Los puntos cardinales. Okay, well, let's talk about this. What if we go in this direction, up towards our friends in Canada? What if we go in that direction? What do we call that in English? North. Pues en español es norte. Repitan. Okay, and you want to jot these down, okay? What if we're going the opposite direction, or we're going down this way towards our friends down here in Mexico, nuestros amigos de Mexico? What direction do we call this in English? South. Y en español es sur. Repitan. Sur. Okay. Well, what if we're talking about going towards the Atlantic Ocean, el Océano Atlántico? What direction do we call this in English? East. Y en español es este. And you can see that's almost the same. East and este. Okay. And if we're going in this direction towards California, this is west. Y en español es oeste. It almost sounds like west. Oeste. All right. Well, these are the cardinal directions. But in between these, we have something that we call intermediate direction. Intermediate meaning between. Y en español son los puntos intermedios. Pues estos son los puntos intermedios. Here we have norte y este. What do we call this in between north and east in English? We call it northeast. En español es noreste. See, we take part of that word and that word, we put them together. Noreste. How about in between sur y este? Anybody want to make a guess? Well, if you guessed sureste, you're right. Sureste. Now this is starting to get pretty easy. In between sur y oeste, what would we call this? We call it southwest in English. Y en español, suroeste. Suroeste. And in between norte y oeste, now look at this one up here. See, we didn't use the whole word norte. We just used the first part of it. So what do you think this is going to be? Noroeste. Noroeste. All right, very good. Now you can kind of orient yourselves in your classroom or in your house to that. But another thing you can do is get a map and practice using these directions. Let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to see if you can tell me what state I'm talking about. Okay, let's look at this. Aquí está Oklahoma. ¿Qué estado está al sur de Oklahoma? Al sur de Oklahoma. Es Texas. Es el estado de Texas. Okay? Let's see. Aquí está Nevada. Nevada. ¿Qué estado está al oeste de Nevada? ¿Qué estado está al oeste de Nevada? If you said California, you are exactly right. Well, you can practice doing these types of activities with your friends and classmates in your room. And another thing that will help you is to review is watching this video. So, presten atención todos y repitan, por favor. Los puntos cardinales e intermedios. Norte. Sur. Este. Oeste. Noreste. Sureste. Suroeste. Noroeste. Well, ahora vamos a ver la hoja de actividades, and after seeing that and what we talked about today, it should be really easy. Llamada los puntos cardinales e intermedios. Let's look at that now. Go ahead and remember to put your name up at the top. I want you guys to be proud of the work you do. R-O-B-E-R-T-O, Roberto. Now it says, fill in the cardinal and intermediate directions on the map. Then use the directions to answer the questions below. Well, I'm going to give you a hint here. This one up here is going to be norte. Now I've used that so I can come down here and cross that off of my key. How about this direction here? Sur. Cross that off. Okay, go ahead and finish filling those cardinal and intermediate directions in there. And once you've done that, you can come down here and look at the questions. Este estado está al sur de Nebraska y al norte de Oklahoma. Well, let's see if we can find these. Here's Nebraska, and it says está al sur de Nebraska, so it's going to be in that direction. Y al norte de Oklahoma, here's Oklahoma, está al norte de Oklahoma. ¿Cuál es? Well, let's see. Aha! It is Kansas. So we'll come down here and we'll write our answer to that. Es Kansas. Okay. Well, there's some more questions for you guys to do down at the bottom. And here you can give directions to locate states. See if you can find your state on there and see if your state's name is the same in English as it is in Spanish, okay? Well, now it's time for our despedida. For our goodbye song today, I'd like to sing one of my favorites, and I have a teacher who just thinks this is her favorite song, so I'm going to sing this for her. And it's called La Bamba. Canten conmigo. Para bailar la bamba, para bailar la bamba, se necesita una poca de gracia, una poca de gracia pa' ti, pa' mí, ahí arriba y arriba, ahí arriba y arriba, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Bamba, 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 bamba. Yo no soy marinero, yo no soy marinero, soy capitán, soy capitán, soy capitán. Bamba, 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 bamba. I tell you what, you guys keep practicing those directions and things. Practice with your classmates, and we'll see you next time. Until then, adios y hasta luego. Bye.